Welcome to Intwine, your number one source of news and entertainment in English and Spanish. Today's video is about Kamala Harris' town hall on CNN yesterday. I'm literally impressed how Anderson Cooper, a lefty, pressed Kamala Harris on the issue of the border. It's incredible. I really think this is the end of Mr. Anderson Cooper's career because of his audacity on pressing Kamala Harris. Let's take a look at the clip.
From Flourtown, Pennsylvania, registered Republican, says he's leaning toward voting for you, but is yet to make a final decision. Jackson?
Thank you, Anderson.
Hey, Jackson.
Thank you for taking the time to be here, too, Vice
You
President
too.
Harris.
Thank you.
Regarding the rapid increase in the migrant population, how will you ensure that every immigrant is integrated into American society safely? What benefits and subsidies will you provide them with, and how long will these benefits and subsidies last for an individual? Most importantly, will the American citizens' taxes pay for these benefits and subsidies? And if so, how much money will be allocated?
The man had a valid question, very valid.
America's immigration system is broken and it needs to be fixed. And it's been broken for a long time. And part of what we need to do is always prioritize what we need to do to strengthen our border. I will tell you, I'm the only person in this race among the two choices that voters have. I've personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations in the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career making sure that our border is secure and that we do not allow criminals in and we don't allow that kind of trafficking to happen and come into our country. And as my opponent has proven himself, he would prefer to run on the problem instead of fix the problem. You may know there were some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress working with others that came up with a border security bill that would have put 1,500.
Here we go, the border security bill. Blame it on Trump. But she actually forget that Trump didn't need a bill. He stopped the immigration flow through the border with just a executive order. He didn't need no bill.
More border agents at the border. Those border agents are overwhelmed. They need the support, they need the backup. It would have allowed us to have more resources to stem the flow of fentanyl. I don't need to tell this state and people around the country what is happening in terms of the scourge of fentanyl and how it is literally killing Americans. It would have put resources into stemming the flow. It would have given more resources to prosecute, to investigate and prosecute transnational criminal organizations. It would have done a lot of good. Donald Trump got wind of the bill and told them, don't put it forward. He killed the bill.
Blame it on Trump.
Because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. We have to have a secure border, and we have to have a comprehensive pathway for citizenship. And that includes requiring.
Ay, ay, ay. Here comes the pain. Anderson Cooper. Here comes the roast.
Requiring people, hardworking people, to earn citizenship and do it in a comprehensive, humane, and orderly manner.
Let me ask you about that. I mean, you talk about the bill that Donald Trump quashed, that was in 2024. You talk about the bill he tried to get passed in 2021. That wasn't able to get passed. 2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first presidential debate with Joe Biden, you institute executive actions that had a dramatic impact, really shut down people crossing over. Why didn't your administration do that in 2022, 2023?
Okay, let me answer that question because she's not going to answer it. Mr. Anderson Cooper, she did this because the border issue is one of the main political topics that is driving votes. So now, 3.5 years in, and approximately 10 to 20 millions of illegal immigrants in this country, 14,000 of them, I believe they were rapists, and then 13,000 of them murders. Now they all of a sudden they close the border. Really?
First of all, you're exactly right, Anderson. And as of today, we have cut the flow of immigration by over half. In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration
But if
is
it was
low.
that
But hold
easy
on, let
with
me
that
finish.
executive action, why not do it in 2022, 2023?
Because we were working
Exactly.
with Congress and hoping that actually we could have a long-term fix to the problem instead of a short-term fix.
You couldn't have done one and both at the same time?
Well, here's the thing. We have to understand.
I'm telling you, Anderson Cooper earned 20% of my respect.
And that ultimately this problem is going to be fixed through congressional action. Congress has the authority and the purse. I hate to use DC terms, but literally they write the checks. Part of the issue is in order to really fix the problem at the border. I was just at the border recently talking with border agents. You know what they...
She was at the border for 20 minutes, right? She took a couple of pictures and then she left. In 3.5 years, the person that the only job that she has was to take care of the border. She went down 20 minutes and walked out.
talk about? Yes, they are overwhelmed. They're working around the clock. And the other thing that they talk to me about, we need more judges down there to deal with asylum claims. We need more personnel down there to deal with processing. But Anderson, and that's where Congress kicks in terms of dedicating the resources to actually fixing the problem. We have dealt with it such that, to your point, we now, as of today, as of our visit, have lower undocumented immigrants and illegal immigration than Trump when he left office.
That's true.
But we need a permanent solution, and that requires bipartisan work.
Do you wish you'd done those executive orders in 2022, 2023?
I think we did the right thing, but the best thing that can happen for the American people is that we have bipartisan work happening, and I pledge to you that I will work across the aisle to fix this long-standing problem.
She pledged now. She knows she's losing, and now she want to pledge that she's going to close the border.
I think the American people are demanding it on both sides of the aisle, and it's time we actually put the partisan approach to this aside. We know what can work.
Well, let's talk about this compromise bill that you want to pass if you're elected. You said that's going to be a priority. It includes $650 million in funding for the border wall. That's something Republicans wanted. That was part of the compromise. Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. Is a border wall stupid?
Oh my gosh, what a question. Kamala Harris is thinking like, can somebody get me out of here?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall.
When she get nervous, she start laughing for no reason. Like, that's a serious topic, and she just start laughing.
So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw was about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a bill that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring forward that bipartisan bill to further strengthen and secure our border. Yes, I am. And I'm going to work across the aisle to pass a comprehensive bill that deals with a broken immigration system. I think Jackson's question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to be a legal process for it.
Really? A legal process?
People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made, which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes. Like, let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on this? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So
Anderson.
you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did
Mama, get me out of here.
and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
Now, what we just witnessed was the biggest roast I ever seen of Kamala Harris. And little did you know, it came from Anderson Cooper. She didn't want a wall before. She called it racist. Now she want a wall all the way to the moon. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? You probably missed the part when she says we need a path to citizenship to the illegal immigrants. That has been the plan all along. 10, 20 million votes, multiply that. Now you're going to have votes forever and ever. And the Republican Party will never win a election. You have to understand they are putting these migrants in specific places in order for them to have majority when it comes to the electoral college. It's all a trick. Woo! Enough for today. Leave your comments below. Remember to subscribe. And see you in the next video. Ciao.